again, here we are in Warwickville. This is a 95 Fortress Masterman in purple violet, French violet, I forget what the heck they call the color. Anyway, this is the Masterman. The Masterman has two pickups that are together. It has two different band EQs, one for each side. So it has basically an EQ setup for each side of this pickup, master volume and a blend. This is a 95, so it has the Wenji neck and fingerboard, and you can see there, real nice. Pretty hefty wood. Pretty cool sounding bass overall. The body, I believe, is made out of maple or ash, one of the two. I think it's maple though, because it looks like it by the striping. Anyway, they came in a bunch of colors. They were made from 95 to somewhere in the 90s, and then they stopped. Now they're rock basses, but this is the real deal. This is the German one. Anyway, this bass has been on my kind of grab list just because I wanted to know what it sounded like. I watched a video by one of our favorite people who says, "Hey everybody, what's happening?" when he starts his videos. And when I saw his, I'm like, you know, that's a pretty cool bass to have. So I figured we'd try it. I've got it. So this bass is extremely versatile. The neck on this is 1.5. It's got the Justin nut there. Smooth and round, kind of like a jazz bass, like an old jazz bass, except it gets a little bigger up here. Let's see what this thing can do now. So we're going to play around again. We got stack pots all the way through this thing. So the first one here is volume, and you've got a pickup blend or an adjust, and they all have center detents. So this alternates between these two coils. There's two separate preamp setups, one for this coil and one for this coil. Both have a treble and a bass, or a two-band EQ if you want to call it that. So let's kind of go through here and see what this thing can do. Alright, so initially, just everything the way I have it set. I have it set in the middle, so both coils are on, volume's up to full. I have these set probably about 60% for each one, bass and treble for both coils. What does it sound like? Well, it sounds kind of like a cross between a Warwick and a Music Man. Sounds more like a Music Man to me in this setting. So let's mess around a little bit. Let's just change up here. We're going to change to the coils. So right now I'm operating on the front part of this pickup. As you can tell, I'm rolling. That's the bass response. Okay, here's the treble. It can be pretty aggressive and pretty bitey. Also, you'll note there's a lot of fret noise because I like my strings as low as possible. So there's going to be some fret noise going on because that's just how I like to play it. So if I dig into this, okay, you're going to hear the fret noise because that's what I use. Okay, so let's go down to the other side. Let's go to the back of this coil. Okay, so once again, same deal. Turn the bass all the way off. Okay, so that's with the bass all the way on. Again, same deal with the treble. All the way off. Halfway. And then all the way on, which could probably run fingernails on the chalkboard and just make you cringe. Anyway, so if we set this thing, if I set this thing where I had it initially, that seems to be the best, most usable sound. And again, with every other bass you try, you have to find your settings. You have to find what works for you. So let's come back around. See, it's got a really balanced response with everything the way it is. With having two sets of EQs to mess with can be a lot of fun. Again, if I start dialing this thing down, see I dumb it down a little bit. Lots of tonal variations here, lots of possibilities. It just depends on what you want to do with it. If I bring this back around, all right, there's that, what do you call it? It's just this total stingray thing, which is cool because if you're a Warwick player and you don't play a stingray or don't have a stingray, this fits the bill. Alright, so anyway, these I believe are not made any longer. They made them in the 90s. Needless to say, this is pretty cool. If you can find one, you can find them usually for a pretty good price. I would say if you can find one, grab one, have some fun with it. I need to do a little work to this one. It's got a bad fret on the first fret. It's got divots in it where somebody played first position pretty hard. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this one as well. If you have any questions on this, as always, feel free to email, add comments, or send me a private message, and it's all good. Have some fun while you're playing. Until next time.